Hi guys, I'm Karen. I'm Colombian, and a little over 8 months ago, I arrived in the US on a K1 visa. I believe I did my best to make sure I wouldn't miss a step during this process. Um, that if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. This video is not about the documents or forms that you need. There's already plenty of information out there, but this is rather a few aspects of my story that I like to share that I wish I would have known before I started my process. And maybe it'll be helpful for all of you. So let's get started. As you may know, the very first step is sending the petition of the alien fiance. This is where the US citizen requests to bring his fiance to the United States. For us, the whole process took about 10 months. And on this petition, you can select where do you want your K1 visa interview to take place. Even though we selected the embassy to be in Bogota, Colombia, as our preferred interview location, our case was sent to the embassy in Barbados, the Caribbean. We honestly think this happened because I was living in the Caribbean by the time my now husband sent the petition. But still, this wasn't our choice. Even though we tried to see how can we change the location, it was not possible. So I had to go to Barbados. I spent 3 weeks in Barbados doing the medical exam, the interview, and obviously if everything goes well, you have to wait for your passport with the visa stamp. The good thing is that everything went smoothly and I didn't have to wait too long for my passport. So this is very important, and I didn't know this could happen. So if you're currently working in your I-129F application and you live in a different place than when you plan to have your interview, keep in mind that your case could be sent to the embassy that's closest to the most recent address that you put in your application. All right, you've done it, you have your visa, you finally made it to the US. Congratulations and welcome to your new chapter. Another question that I had and that I didn't really find a lot of information about it is what happens at the port of entry. So once you arrive to port of entry, in my case, it was LAX, so in Los Angeles, one of the questions I had was, what is the officer going to ask me? Well, he didn't ask me any questions. I showed my passport and he only asked for the package that you will receive once you get your passport back with the visa. And that was it. I think I was really lucky. I've heard of cases, people that they just ask more questions and they will probably ask you about where you're going, where you're staying, who's your fiance, I don't know. So always be prepared with that information in case they do. If your journey is anything like mine, you'll probably go through these 3 stages. The excitement, the now what moments,
Oh my God,
and the alignment, sort of. This stage for me was super short. It was less than a month, to be honest. But this is where everything's gonna feel new and exciting, especially if it's your first time in the United States. We visited places, we met family members, you eat new food, everything feels so exciting. The next stage, the now what moments. Oh my, this one hit me the hardest. Again, maybe your experience will be a little bit different than mine, but for me, this stage came with an overwhelming wave of negativity. The truth is that once you're here, your world might feel a lot smaller. You'll have that one person, whether if it's your husband or wife, and as much as we love them and as much as we wanted this, adjusting to this new reality It's not going to be rainbows and butterflies. I think it'll come down to the state you're going to move to your personality, and whether if it's easy or not for you to make friends. Every journey will be unique, and what really matters is that you can find your own rhythm and your support system. On this step, I'm gonna make a little bit of a stop because I would like to share a few things that I would have liked to know before. Be aware that the water quality in the United States may not be the best for you. My skin changed when I arrived. It was dry, it was flaky, I was breaking out so bad. Even right now, I'm still struggling. I'm better, but my skin is just not the same. None of the skincare products that I brought from home were working. I had to change absolutely everything. I've heard of girls complaining about their hair falling once they arrived here. Surprisingly, I didn't experience that. It was just my skin being just extra dry. So if you experience that, just do a little bit of research. I'm sure you'll find a solution. Before coming here, try to think about what are those things that you really enjoy doing. You're gonna have a lot of free time and a lot of time to think. And I know that that may sound great at first, but it could be excruciating as well. Try to marry as soon as possible after you enter the US. I know you have 90 days to do it. That's the rule. But something that I didn't know, you will need your marriage certificate so you can process your adjustment of status. The marriage certificate could take weeks and months to arrive. In my case, it took 6 weeks. There are other states that can take 1 or 2 months. So if you want, before doing it, ask. If you're gonna marry in a courthouse, ask before so you have that in mind, because that impacted my process and my timeline. Ask your partner to add your name to any utility bills as soon as possible, because again, this is something that it may take time. So once he will do the changes, you will have to wait maybe the next month until your name can be reflected in one of the utility bills. This is a very simple step, but it will save you a lot of headaches later. If you ever wonder what happens if your I94 expires before you submit your adjustment of status, this happened to me and I was so nervous. I was freaking out. My I94 expired before I could submit my papers because I was waiting on other documents that I didn't have. It wasn't really bad because it was just like a few weeks or just 1 week that I had my I94 expired, but still. So what happens? You are technically out of status, which according to the law, you could be deported, especially with this new government now, but it's okay. For us fiancés is a little bit different, and the USCIS, they will understand and maybe they won't pay as much attention, but it is very important that you submit your adjustment of status as soon as possible. And we've made it to the third stage that I've called the alignment, sort of. So right now I feel that I'm transitioning to this stage. This is when you start seeing progress in your immigration status. I spent 3 months prepping documents, just prepping, gathering everything and doing my research. You don't need a lawyer, only if you really want. If you don't feel confident of doing it on your own, that's totally fine, but we didn't use any lawyer. I'm gonna be sharing my timeline right here, and in total it was 5 to 6 months. It doesn't look like it was a long time now that I think about it, but the waiting, it's tiring and it's hard. During this process of waiting for my green card, I also got my driver's license slash real ID, which felt like a milestone. It is quite of a process to get it, but again, it is just one more thing checked out of the list. And slowly but surely, it just starts feeling that everything is falling into place. If maybe you're wondering about finding a job, I got my work permit approved in Halloween, pretty much October 31st. And to be honest with you guys, I spent November, December applying every single day to all types of jobs. I was at that point where I just wanted to be doing something with my time, and I applied to retail, to every type of job that I thought I could do, and I didn't get anything, and I was getting rejected every day. Honestly, I don't know how many jobs I applied to, but it was tough. The good news is that it took me 3 months to land a job, my very first job in the United States. Yay! I won't give too many details because I will start in a few weeks, but it's possible. You just need to keep trying and the right opportunity will come your way. So this entire journey feels like it's a complete reset of your life. And I think that for us K1 visa holders, we are so brave to do this. You have to pretty much reimagine your life, start from zero, and take one step at a time. I'm gonna end the video here. I hope this was helpful for everyone. If you guys have any questions, maybe more specific things, just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. I feel that we should create this support system to help each other. I'll be happy to share more details or provide any other information that maybe I skipped. And if I can help you navigate your own journey, I'll be happy to do so. So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.